Hello friends and welcome back to my YouTube channel User2Developer. So friends, in this video we are going to start building our chat application. So friends, let's get right into it. So first of all, you need to have npm package manager in your desktop or laptop. So let me start from here. If you are a Windows operating system user, then go to this website Node.js.org, and from here you can download the latest version or long-term support version, okay, by clicking on this, and it will start downloading. And after you download this package, just install it in your machine, and after the successful installation you have to verify whether it is successfully installed or not. So here, because I am using a Mac, so I am using this terminal, okay, but if you are a Windows user, so you can work on command prompt or PowerShell, okay. So just open this, and after opening your command prompt just like this, here you have to write node -v, okay. And please note that you have to do this step only after you have downloaded and installed this package, okay. And after installation of that package, if you write this command node then -v and press enter, then you will get to see the version of the node that is installed in your machine, and here I am using version 12, okay. So friends, after this you also need to verify whether npm is installed successfully or not. So for that you can type npm then space then -v and press enter. Now you will be able to see the version of your node package manager, and here for me it is 6.1.4, okay. So there is one more thing for Mac users. If you are a Mac user, then you also need to install Homebrew, okay. So you will need to install Homebrew. You can see here, okay. I will give its link in the description box, and I am also putting the link for this website in the description box, so you can see how you have to install this node package manager. And after installing this node package manager, the next step to do is to create our project folder. So here I have created a new folder and I am naming it chat app, okay. I am naming it chat app. And after this, I already told you to install this VS Code editor in your machine, and it's very simple. If you don't have, then just search here install VS Code, okay. And you can see you can download VS Code's latest version from this site, okay. So just download it, and after downloading, open this code editor, and from this file, okay, from this file button here at the top, you can actually open your project folder. So I'm clicking on this file, then go on open button and press it. And here, because I'm having my chat app project folder on my desktop, so I've selected it on my desktop and click open, and now you can see that my chat app project folder is open in my code editor. And friends, the next step to do is to go here and launch your terminal inside the code editor. So here you can go to this menu where there is a terminal and option for terminal, or you can simply use this keyboard shortcut, okay. So click on this new terminal, and now friends, after you launch this terminal, you have to write this command npx then create React app, and after space write my app, okay, and press enter. And now it will run some commands, okay, and it is creating your app. So just wait for a second and let it complete. So friends, now you can see that it has successfully completed creating my app. So here you can see inside this chat app there is a directory or folder known as my app, or you can also go here on your desktop and check it here. So this is my chat app, okay, you can see, and inside this I have got this my app folder, and it has got several directories, node modules, public, source, and some files, okay, readme, json, and yarn file. So friends, after this, the next command that you need to write here is cd and then my app, okay, press enter. And by doing so, you are traversing from this directory my app, okay, from your project folder basically chat app to in the inside of your this directory my app. and after coming here you need to write this command npm start. Okay, npm start to launch your project. Okay, so it is starting my development server. So now you can see it has successfully been launched on my localhost server 3000, and now you can see here it has created a React app, and this is just the web page. Okay, so let's now talk about the code. So here you have got this project folder my app, and inside this there are various types of node modules, and you don't need to worry about it. Okay, this contains many node modules. These are just packages, libraries which we will be using throughout the development of our React chat app. Okay, and you have got this public folder in which you have an HTML file and some PNG. Okay, and after this you are also having a source directory in which you are having CSS file, JavaScript files, and there is a getignore file. Okay, so this basically keeps track of your dependencies and testing, production, and all these things. And here is your package.json file, which basically keeps track of the version of the dependencies that you are currently using, because when our project will be completed and we hand over this project to to anyone, like say my friend, then I will not be giving this node modules along with that. Okay, because this is not required when we are going to host this on the web server, and that purpose is served by this package.json file. Okay, this file will be used to link all of the dependencies that we will be using throughout this project. So friends, after this what you need to do, just delete this source file. Okay, because we will be developing it from scratch. So here I am deleting all of the content of my source, and after this friends, just go back to your my app, and here click on this icon, okay, to create a new folder inside this, and here I am naming it as source src. Okay friends, and inside this folder, as you can see, there is nothing right now, and select this folder, and here first of all I'm going to create a file inside this, and I will name it as index.js. okay, so here I have named my file as index.js, which is present inside this source directory. So what you need to do friends, after this we just need to write some boilerplate code, okay, which most people copy and paste, but I'm going to explain it to you. So the first step you need to do is you need to import some libraries from React. So here I will write import React from React. Okay, so just write this import React from React and use this semicolon to end this statement. So what this statement actually does, here you have installed various kinds of node modules. So as you can see here, if I go to the bottom, okay, let me show you. So various packages, and one of them is React, okay, which is again containing various types of files. So we have actually imported this library which is containing some code and which we will be using in our project. Okay, so after doing this step, the next thing that you need to do is you also need to import React DOM. Okay, React DOM. So import React DOM from React-DOM. And friends, after this I am also writing here import my app from /app. And why I am writing this statement, because let me write here some more code and then you will understand. So here I am writing React DOM, and after this render. Okay, sorry, you just need to write render, and inside render you need to write what is your app. Okay, so here you can see here I have written app, and here document.getElement by id. So friends, what this basically means, what you need to render, that means what you need to show on your page, okay, that you need to pass in the place of this argument, or and where do you want your element to be rendered, that means to show on your web page. So that we will be giving by using this document.getElement by id. So let me write it here for you. So here I am writing render, and then here you need to write this tag provider, okay, provider, and in here you should write this capital P. Okay, and after this just pass in some attribute store, and the value of this store attribute is going to be configure store. So friends, what this configure store does, it is basically used to configure some of these settings, okay, when we are rendering our tree structure to our web page. And here I will write my app, okay, and this is basically a self-closing tag. You can see write app, then space and self-closing, so backslash. So friends, you can see this is just like the HTML, okay, this part of code, but this is different from that because we are writing this inside a JavaScript file, and this is known as JSX, okay, which is basically the modified version which we are using inside of JavaScript. And after this we need to specify where do we want our app to be shown, okay, at what place in this whole web page. So here you need to grab that. So let me show you. Here you are having an HTML file, index.html, inside this public directory, and you can see in the HTML file inside of body there is only a single element here, div, whose ID is root. So this is our root element, okay. Root element means you just like a tree, okay. So the everything on the tree is supported by the root, and in the same manner everything that we are going to write inside this JavaScript file, okay, inside this source directory, that will be injected to our web page as components in through this root, okay, through this root element. So here we need to write document.getElement by ID and write this parentheses, and inside parentheses you need to write this root in this form, okay. And after this just end this statement. And one more thing friends you can do here is you should write here, friends, service worker, although it is not necessary, but I am going to write it here, okay. Service worker dot unregister. So what this does, basically it switches off the service worker, and service worker is basically a type of, you can say, service worker's function is to make some parts of your web application usable in the offline mode, okay. So I am disabling that part because our application is only going to work when it is online. So here you just need to write this service worker dot unregister, and if you want your app to work offline and load faster, then you can change unregister to register here. And you can also get more information about this, but there are also some pitfalls in enabling it, that is to toggling it on to register. So friends, this is all the code that you need to write inside this index.js file. And after this, let me create here one more file, that is our app file, okay, which is basically our containing the code for our app, okay. So here in the app.js file you just need to import React, okay. This is the basic code that all of the React applications have. So here write import React and then write from React, okay. And after this, here I am also going to import routes, import routes. Here you should write routes from /routes. So from this file in which we are currently working, app.js, you need to go to the routes file, okay, and inside this we will be writing some of our JavaScript code, okay. So after this you need to import the styles. So here I am writing import as CSS, okay. So friends, in this project we are going to use a CSS preprocessor, that is CSS. So the CSS code that we will be writing will be a modified form, okay, and it will be need to be pre-processed by the SCSS. So here I am importing SCSS. So here I should write import, okay, and then inside these double quotes I'm going to write /assets, and then inside this SCSS, then themes.scss. okay, so friends, don't worry about this line of code right now, because we will be creating our SCSS code in the upcoming lectures. I have just written this here so that I can remember later on that I need to write my SCSS file. okay, and we will link it after there. So after this I am also going to connect my application to a fake backend for the time being. So here I am writing the code for my fake backend. okay, so fake backend means it will not be live. okay, so here I am writing import fake backend from, I will create a folder called helpers. okay, helpers, and then slash, I will create a file named fake backend.js. so here I am linking to that file fake backend. okay friends, so after this, because we are going to use Firebase in this project, so here we will write our Firebase helper code, and I'm just commenting out this part for the time being so that I get to know that I need to write here Firebase code later on when I come to this part. So here you need to invoke your fake backend function. So here I am writing fake backend and I am invoking this function, and don't worry about this, we will be writing this function just now. okay, after this friends, you need to write here a function, okay, which will return your routes. So here write function and then my app, and inside this write return, and you need to return routes. okay, and here I am not specifying any paths. okay, you will get to know the reason in the later video. So here routes, and just close it. So here just write routes, okay, space, then slash, and end this statement with a semicolon. After this you need to export this app. okay, you need to export this app, export default app, so that it becomes global. okay, so that it can be accessed by other files inside this project. So here we have written the code for our app.js file, and after this friends, we are going to create one new file inside this source, and for that purpose click on this new file button, and I am giving the name to that file as i18n.js, and this is friends the file which will help us to translate our app in different languages. okay, that is one of the cool features of our app, that you can access it in different languages. So here we are basically using a library. okay, so let me show you how we are going to do this. So here write import and then write i18n from. okay, so we are going to import i18n from a library which is basically present inside our node modules. So here just write i18 and then next. okay, after this here write import detector, which will help. This is basically a library which will help us in detecting the language of our app that we are using currently. okay, so here write i18 next, then browser language detector. okay, after this friends, and there should not be this hyphen in between, import, and then here you need to write this inside the parentheses, init react i18 next. okay, from inside the double quotes you need to write this react i18 18 next. And don't worry friends if you don't get much about it, because I'm going to explain what is going on here in my next playlist, okay, which will be for React. And for the time being you just have to bear with me and I will explain you anyway. So here you need to import some translators which are going to translate our app, okay. So import here, right, import translation, because I am going to translate my app in the German language. So here I have written translation gr, okay. And after this you need to import this from the library. So here write slash locals slash gr, okay. And we will be making all of these directories and files. Translation.json, and now I'm going to make this process much faster. So friends, here we have imported several files, okay. So these are the libraries and these are the files which we are importing, which we will be going to write all of these JSON files, okay, in our project later on. So after this I have to write some code for translation. So just write here const, okay. I'm creating a const variable and I'm naming it resources, and I'm assigning it gr if gr in case my translation detector detects it as translational, sorry, here it should be translation, yes, translation gr. It means that if I want to translate in the German word in the German language, then this function will be invoked, okay. And similarly for Italian, Spanish, Russian and English. After this you just need to write some more code, okay, for the detector. So here write i18n, and then just in the next line here I'm going to write dot use detector, okay. And then after this use init react. Next 18 I am just writing all of the libraries that we have just imported here, okay. We have to use that. And after this here you have to write dot init, and inside this function you have to pass just inside the curly braces right here resources, okay. And after this comma language for LNG, and that is going to be English, okay. That's English. After that here you need to write this fallbacking English. And what this actually do, fallbacking English, you have to use, it means that you have to use English if the detected language is not available, okay. So if the detected language is not available, then we are just going to make this app available in English language. And just have to write this one more thing, key separator, okay, key separator, and key separator should be equal to here false. And what basically this does, let me explain you by this comment. So I'm writing it here for you. We do not basically use keys in for messages dot welcome, okay. We do not use keys in this form, that's why I have to set this to false. And after this just interpolation, yeah, that is going to contain this escape value, okay. And escape value should be set to false, because the React already saves from it's okay. And friends, this is it. And at the end just export this so that it can become global and used by all of the files or folders inside this project, okay. So here we have written all of the code for our translation, okay friends. So this is done, and after this friends we just need to set our files and folders, okay. So I need to create my files, and for that we will see in the next lecture. And in this lecture, friends, I have just explained you what we have to write inside this index.js, then app.js, and this translational file. Okay, and friends, this is it for this lecture, and we will see about React, Redux, okay, and routes and other layouts, locals, and pages, and we will create all of those directories and files in the next and upcoming videos. And we are also going to set up our Firebase backend server in the next lecture. So friends, see you there. If you liked the explanation of this video, then